Good evening, everyone. Radhe Radhe, Jai Jagannath. Good evening. Very good evening to everyone. Welcoming everyone in today's class. I love you too. I love all of you. You are my little sweetie pies. How are you? Tell me. How are you doing? How was the week? Did you enjoy the week or not? Very good evening. Fine. Okay. So, are you ready for today's class? Yes. I hope you are revising everything that we have already done. And today, uh, before I was before I just joined the class, do you want to know what I was doing? I was reading a book. This book, Ravan. I have read it before, but I was again reading it. I was giving it a second or third read, I guess. And I was preparing myself because today also we are going to talk about something that is related to reading, right? So before I start discussing the concept, tell me how many of you love to read? How many of you love to read? Every day you read one page or maybe one story. Yes. Okay. Okay, I can see your response. Some of you are telling that you guys read. Reading is a very good habit, right? Every day you should have a habit of reading at least one page. Maybe you won't be able to read a whole story, but at least one page if you read, that is enough. Okay? So today's why we are talking about reading today? Because today's concept is reading comprehension, right? Reading comprehension. Now, reading comprehension is easy also, but difficult also. It's a bit contrary. It is both easy and difficult. If you have a practice of reading, if you love to read stories, you can read and you can solve a reading comprehension very easily. But if you don't have a practice of reading, then it might be a bit tricky for you, right? Often we see that you guys, you do grammar very well, but then reading comprehension, always there is a scope of improvement, right? It's not that good. You don't do it that, like, maybe you could have done it better, right? Why that happens? That happens because you don't read the story. Mostly you do not have the tendency of reading the story, and you start solving the questions. So what we do is we read the question first and then we try to get the answers from the passage. But that is not the correct way to solve the comprehension passage. Okay? Passage or a poem or whatever it is. What you should do is first you should read the passage. Whatever passage is being given, first you should read the passage and then you should go to the question answers. Okay, we will discuss some points that will help you to try to solve the comprehension passages. um good evening. um I am not from Odisha, but yeah, I do live in Odisha. Students from Odisha can comment Jai Jagannath. What can be a better way than starting a class with the name of Lord Jagannath, right? Okay, you made me happy. Okay, chalo. So, there are few things that you should remember when you are solving a reading comprehension passage. Okay, okay. Um, the first thing is making connections, right? What do I mean when I say making connections? So often it happens that you are reading but you are not able to connect to the story. You are not able to understand what is happening in the story, right? And that happens because we do not relate that story to our life. If when you are reading the story, it is not going to be a very difficult story, right? We are grade 2 students, so it will be according to our age group. But when you are reading the story, you should try to relate it to your life, right? Like if you are reading a story about a crow, you can try to imagine about the crow. You have seen a crow maybe in your balcony, maybe on the roof. How does a crow, like what does a crow look like? How does a crow cry? What is the sound of the crow? What does the crow eat? All these real life things. Stories are what? Stories are nothing but things that happens in our everyday life, right? When we describe those events, they make a story. Like if I say that half an hour ago I did puja, and then I had a cup of tea, and then I started reading the storybook. I opened my laptop and I prepared for the class. So if I go on describing what I did within this half an hour, it will make a story. It will make a story, right? So stories, it is very important that when you are reading a story, you try to relate it to your day to day life. ठीक है? Otherwise it's like हाँ story, हाँ मैं तो पढ़ रहा हूँ, लेकिन मुझे समझ में कुछ नहीं आ रहा है. If that will be the case, then it will be very difficult. ठीक है? आपको अच्छा लगे पढ़ना, आपको नहीं अच्छा लगे पढ़ना, आपको स्टोरी को समझने की कोशिश करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है? That is the first thing. What is the next thing? What happens after that? Story मैं समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. Okay. Then what will I do? Then we will try to make predictions. जैसे ही आप story पढ़ रहे हो, when you are reading one sentence after the other, predict करने की कोशिश करो कि what is going to happen next. अब इसके बाद क्या होगा? इसके बाद क्या होगा? What do you think will happen next based on what you have read? आप इतना पढ़े हो, इसके बाद क्या होगा? Think what ideas can you come up with about what will happen in the story? Like अगर मैं thirsty crow, do you know the story of thirsty crow? Comment करो तो आपको thirsty crow का story पता है? Thirsty crow is very thirsty crow is a very it's a very common story. जल्दी जल्दी comment करो thirsty crow पता है कि नहीं? Someone is complaining you are not replying to my message. If I pay attention only to the messages, then how will I teach you? पढ़ाना भी है कि सिर्फ कमेंट ही पढ़ना है? That is the same case with me. I am also from West Bengal, but I live in Odisha. Yes. राइट. तो थर्स्टी क्रो का स्टोरी आप याद करने की कोशिश करो. व्हाट हैपेंस कि देयर इज अ क्रो. देयर इज अ क्रो एंड इट इज समर सीजन, राइट? तो जैसे ही आपने इतना पढ़ा, देन यू स्टार्ट यू स्टार्ट गेसिंग कि अब इसके बाद क्या होगा. अब क्रो के साथ क्या होने वाला है? व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन टू द क्रो? देन आता है कि द क्रो वाज वेरी थर्स्टी. अच्छा, जैसे ही मैंने पढ़ा कि क्रो वाज वेरी थर्स्टी, तो मुझे फिर सोचना है कि अच्छा क्रो वाज वेरी थर्स्टी, देन इसके बाद क्या हुआ? क्रो को पानी मिला कि नहीं मिला? अच्छा, then we read that the crow flies from one end to the other of the village, but it doesn't get any water. तो क्रो को कोई पानी नहीं मिलता है, राइट? तो जैसे ही आपने ये पढ़ा, तो आपको फिर सोचना है अच्छा पानी नहीं मिला, तो अब इसके बाद क्रो क्या क्या होगा? मे बी रिवर में गया होगा. रिवर में पानी अगर था तो रिवर से पानी पी लिया होगा. उसके बाद आप क्या पढ़ोगे कि अच्छा, देन द crow says that there is a pot, there is a pot, but the water is at the at the end of the pot. The crow is not able to reach the water, right? इतना जब पढ़े तो फिर आपको गेस करना है कि अच्छा इसके बाद क्या होगा. when you keep on constantly guessing कि इसके बाद क्या हो रहा है, इसके बाद क्या हो रहा है, you like you keep yourself connected with the story. नहीं तो क्या होता है, मैंने 2 पेज स्टोरी पढ़ लिया लेकिन मुझे अचानक से लगता है कि अरे मैंने क्या पढ़ा, आई डोंट इवन रिमेम्बर कि मैंने क्या पढ़ा, है ना. सो यू विल हैव टू ट्राई टू कीप योरसेल्फ कनेक्टेड टू द स्टोरी थ्रू आउट. और उसके लिए आपको कंटिन्यूअसली प्रेडिक्शन करना है, आपको गेस करते रहना है कि इसके बाद क्या हो रहा है, उसके बाद क्या होगा, उसके बाद क्या होगा. ठीक है, तो दैट विल कीप यू कनेक्टेड विद द स्टोरी. देन आता है इन्फरेंसेस. इन्फरेंस मतलब अब स्टोरी पढ़ के ना आपको बहुत कुछ समझ में आएगा. जैसे इफ यू थिंक अबाउट द स्टोरी थर्स्टी क्रो, आपको समझ में आता है कि वो विलेज कैसा था. ऐसा विलेज था कि जहां आजू बाजू में कोई रिवर नहीं था. अगर रिवर था भी तो वहां इतना गर्मी था कि रिवर सूख गया था, वो ड्राई हो गया था. आपको क्रो के बारे में भी पता चलेगा कि क्रो कैसा था, कि क्रो वॉज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, राइट. उसको जैसे ही पानी नहीं मिला, उसने पॉट देखा, पॉट के एकदम अंदर पानी था, तो इट केम अप विद अ प्लान. उसको एक प्लान सूझा. क्या, व्हाट डिड इट थिंक? इट थॉट कि सामने पेबल्स पड़ा है, लेट मी पिक द पेबल्स एंड ड्रॉप इन द पॉट. पॉट में वो पेबल्स डालते रहेंगे तो उससे क्या होगा, पानी धीरे धीरे ऊपर आएगा, है ना. एंड देन द क्रो ड्रिंक्स द वाटर एंड फ्लाइज अवे, राइट. तो इट गिव्स यू द आइडिया कि द क्रो वाज वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, इट डिडंट गिव अप, है ना, इट डिडंट गिव अप. तो when you read a story, आपको ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजों पता चलता है जो स्टोरी में लिखा हुआ नहीं है लेकिन आपको समझ में आता है. दैट इज व्हाट इन्फरेंस मीन्स. इन्फरेंस का क्या मतलब होता है? इन्फरेंस का मतलब होता है टू अंडरस्टैंड द थिंग्स दैट आर नॉट टोल्ड इन द स्टोरी. अब स्टोरी में सिर्फ इवेंट्स बताया जाता है, ये हुआ, इसके बाद ये हुआ, इसके बाद ये हुआ, इसके बाद ये हुआ. लेकिन आपको वो जब भी आप वो स्टोरी पढ़ोगे आपको ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें पता चलेगा जो स्टोरी में लिखा हुआ नहीं है. बट इफ यू आर पेइंग अटेंशन यू कैन गेट एन आइडिया. ठीक है, तो कॉम्प्रिहेंशन का क्वेश्चंस जब हम करेंगे, व्हेन वी विल बी यू विल सी दैट ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर पैसेज में है. It's not that ki all the answers of the questions are given in the passage. There will be some answers which will depend on your understanding the text. आपको टेक्स्ट कितना समझ में आया है उसके ऊपर बेस करके भी कुछ क्वेश्चंस आएगा. ठीक है, तो कुछ क्वेश्चंस होता है इंफॉर्मेशन बेस्ड, जो स्टोरी में लिखा हुआ है. क्रो को क्या चाहिए था? क्रो को पानी चाहिए था. What was the season? The season was summer. Where was the crow? The crow was in the village. These are information based questions. All the information that is given in the story. Then there will be understanding based questions. Understanding, स्टोरी पढ़ के आपको और क्या क्या समझ में आया. So those are the understanding based questions. Then there will be critical thinking questions. Critical thinking, वो स्टोरी को आप अपने लाइफ के साथ कितना रिलेट कर पा रहे हो. So the critical thinking types of questions will also be there. ठीक है, तो आपको क्या करना है, आपको स्टोरी पढ़ के स्टोरी में जो लिखा हुआ नहीं है, कैरेक्टर के बारे में, सेटिंग के बारे में, ये सब आपको खुद को समझना है. ठीक है, अच्छा नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. ओके अच्छा, इसके बाद एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आता है. रुको, एक चीज आता है विजुअलाइजेशन. ठीक है, विजुअलाइजिंग. विजुअलाइजिंग क्या होता है? व्हाट इज विजुअलाइजिंग? विजुअलाइजिंग इज इमेजिनिंग, यूजिंग योर इमेजिनेशन. ठीक है, जो भी स्टोरी में आप पढ़ रहे हो, when you read a story, you keep on imagining it in your mind. When I say that it is a story of a crow, so you can imagine the crow in your mind. Acha, so it was summer season, it was very hot around, and you have seen what happens in like when it is very hot, right? There is no one outside. The ground the ground gets cracked because of the heat, है ना? So you can imagine all those things in your mind. You can imagine that the crow is flying around and it's not getting a drop of water. And then when it sees the pot, you can imagine in your mind that there is a pot and the water is at the extreme below in the pot, right? And the crow, right? So all these things you can keep on imagining in your mind. अब जितना अपने मन में पिक्चराइज करोगे, जितना इमेजिन करोगे, उतना स्टोरी आपके सामने like easy होता रहेगा, right? Often it happens कि you are not able to understand the story. तो आप अगर पिक्चराइज करते रहोगे मन में कि ये हुआ, इसके बाद ये हुआ, तो आपको स्टोरी समझ में आएगा एंड आपको स्टोरी याद रहेगा. ठीक है? द की इज टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड देन टू रिमेंबर द स्टोरी. अब मेमोराइज तो करोगे नहीं आप एग्जाम हॉल में बैठ के, तो पिक्चराइज करो ताकि वो मन में एकदम याद रहे कि अच्छा हाँ ये हुआ था, उसके बाद ये हुआ था, उसके बाद ये हुआ. ठीक है? सो विजुअलाइजिंग द स्टोरी इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है? और एक चीज है कि समराइज करना है स्टोरी में. स्टोरी में बहुत कुछ बोला गया है, लेकिन की पॉइंट्स क्या है? क्रो था, देयर वाज अ क्रो, इट वाज समर सीजन, द क्रो फाउंड अ pot, it was not able to reach the water, it found some pebbles, dropped the pebbles one by one in the pot, and then the water came up. The crow drank the water and flew away. So these are the key points. अब इसके बिना एक स्टोरी में और बहुत सारे descriptions रहेगा. It will have the description of the village. It will have the description of the surrounding. It may have the description of the pot. तो एक स्टोरी में बहुत कुछ लिखा हुआ रहता है. But you will have to identify that what are the key events, what are the main points, and then you will have to keep those key points, you will have to memorize those key points and keep in your mind. ठीक है? तो उसके बाद जब आप क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करोगे, क्या करते हो? एक क्वेश्चन को पढ़े, आप पूरा पैसेज को पढ़ते हो, क्वेश्चन का आंसर कहाँ लिखा हुआ है. अगर आप स्टोरी को ढंग से पढ़ लोगे तो आपको क्वेश्चन का आंसर न्यू याद आ जाएगा. ठीक है? नहीं तो 10 क्वेश्चन रहेगा, 10 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने के लिए आप 10 बार स्टोरी को पढ़ोगे एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू टेक अवे ऑल योर टाइम. उसके बाद आपको ग्रामर का क्वेश्चंस करने का टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. यू विल नॉट गेट टाइम टू डू द अचीवर सेक्शंस क्वेश्चंस, है ना? बहुत कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाता है बिकॉज इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम फॉर यू टू सॉल्व द रीडिंग कंप्रीहेंशन क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है? अच्छा, तो ये मैंने कुछ की पॉइंट्स आपको क्या क्या बोला, क्या क्या करना है. आपको स्टोरी को ढंग से पढ़ना है. यू शुड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज रिटन इन द स्टोरी. यू शुड ट्राई टू इन्फर द स्टोरी. जो लिखा हुआ नहीं है, स्टोरी का कैरेक्टर्स कौन कौन है, स्टोरी कहाँ पे हो रहा है, स्टोरी का की पॉइंट्स क्या है, these we will have to try to understand and we will have to try to remember and we will have to try to visualize the story in our mind. ठीक है? These things are going to help you to solve the reading comprehension easily. Solve तो आप वैसे भी कर लोगे, but it should not take a lot of time. हमारा क्या रहेगा कि our story reading comprehension solving the reading comprehension should not take a lot of time. That should be our goal. ठीक है? चलो, so let's start discussing the question answers. एक एक करके हम comprehension करेंगे और एक एक करके solve करेंगे. ठीक है? Okay, this is your first story. This is your first story. read the story and then we will discuss the questions. पहले ही हम questions में jump नहीं करेंगे, पहले आप story को पढ़ो. Read the story carefully and then we will discuss the questions. ठीक है? So the story, the name of the story is Banyan Tree. The name of the story is Banyan Tree. देखो जब भी आप Banyan Tree पढ़े ना, you should like the picture of the Banyan Tree should come in your mind. Banyan Tree क्या होता है? Is it a big tree or is it a small plant? Banyan tree is a very big tree, right? So like that it will come to your mind कि हाँ, this is the picture of a banyan tree. The roots, what is the characteristic of banyan tree? The roots of the banyan tree, they come down from the branches, isn't it? So that is a banyan tree. Now read the story on your own. Don't ask your parents to read it for you. I will read it for you and you will have to read it on your own. ठीक है? There was a huge banyan tree on the corner of the road that led to the village. हर एक सेंटेंस पढ़ के ना खुद को क्वेश्चन करते रहो. There was a huge banyan tree. So what is the size of the banyan tree? It is huge. Where is the banyan tree situated or located? The banyan tree is located at the corner of the road that led to the village. It had stood there for years. So for how much time is the banyan tree over there? The banyan tree is there for years. मतलब बहुत सालों से वहीं पर है. The passers-by halted under the tree when they became tired. Halted. What is the meaning of halted? Halted means stopped. Passers-by, the people who walked in the like on the road, when they were tired, they stopped under the banyan tree to take some rest. The tree happily gave them shelter. This is them, ठीक है? The tree happily gave them shelter. Shelter, space to take some rest, that is shelter, which gave the tree a sense of joy. So the tree was very happy because it was able to give some shade to the passers-by. One day, the branches of the tree felt proud of themselves and said to the root, "We are so great. We, along with the leaves, give shade to the tired travelers, and they thank us in return." So the branches were very proud that, we, along with the leaves, we give shade to the travelers. We are so important, and the travelers love us. They thank us. Nobody even acknowledges or knows you. You mean whom? The roots. Nobody even acknowledges the roots because the roots are below the ground, right? What do you think? The roots are more important or the branches are more important? What would happen if the roots would not be over there? अगर एक प्लांट का रूट्स नहीं रहेगा तो वो प्लांट क्या बच जाएगा? जिंदा रहेगा वो प्लांट? Will the plant be alive? So what do you think? Who is more important? The roots are more important or the branches are more important? The root replied, "You are forgetting something. I am your strength. You all would not survive without my support. I am the real life of this tree." True, because the roots, what does the root do? The roots, it sucks the water from the soil, the nutrients from the soil, and helps the tree to make the food, help the leaves to make the food. If roots won't be there, then a plant won't be able to live, right? So that is the story. I can see you have already started writing the answers, but I will still give you some time to read the passage once more. And there is a request that don't, only use the comment box or the chat box to write the answers of the questions, okay? Don't use the chat box to chat. unnecessarily, which is not needed right now. Okay, chalo. Let's discuss the questions. Now, you should remember the passage that what you have read, so that you have no need to go back again and again to the passage to answer the questions. Question number 1. The banyan tree had stood dash for years. The banyan tree had stood in the center of the village, on the corner of the road leading to the village, near the main road of the village, in the center of the road leading to the village. Where did the banyan tree stand? Where did the banyan tree stand? Question number 1. Question number 1 we are talking about. Question number 1B, right? So question number 1B, where was the banyan tree? Where did the banyan tree stand? The banyan tree stood on the corner of the road leading to the village. See, we already remember it, so we are not going back and reading the comprehension, right? How did the tree please the passers-by? So how did the tree please the passers-by? By giving them shelter, by giving them food, by giving them flowers. None of these. Question number 2. When I am asking question number 1, you are giving all the answers apart from question number 1. When I am asking question number 2, you are giving all the answers apart from question number 2. So question number 2, by giving shelter, right? Why is banyan tree important? Because it is very big and the leaves, they are spread in a way, it makes the structure of an umbrella. You know, this is an umbrella, right? This is an umbrella, so it covers a lot of place. That is the case with banyan tree. It is so huge that the leaves, they make a structure like the umbrella, which can give the shelter so that, you know, there is no sunlight that passes through the leaves, and it is very cool below the tree, below the banyan tree always. I don't know you have ever been below a banyan tree or not, but it remains very cold under the banyan tree. Okay, question number 3. One day the branches became proud of their dash. One day the branches became proud of their dash, of their greatness, of their gratefulness, of their bigness. Question number 3. Question number 3A is not correct. 3A is not correct. 3B is correct. One day the branches became proud of their greatness. If you are saying great, great is an adjective. One day the branches became proud of their great what? If you will use great, then there has to be a noun after great. But there is no noun after the blank, right? So that's why we can't use great. Gratefulness is a different thing. Gratefulness, the branches were not at all grateful. They were very proud of their greatness. They thought that they were great because they gave so much shade and to the travelers, and the travelers were so thankful. So they thought that they are great. Question number 4. The root said that it is the dash of the banyan tree. It is the soul of the banyan tree. It is the hands of the banyan tree. It is the head of the banyan tree. It is the life of the banyan tree. What did the root say? What is it of the banyan tree? Question number 4. 4D, it is the life of the banyan tree. Very good. It is the life of the banyan tree. Wonderful. Question number 5. What is the meaning of halted? When I read the passage, I told you what is the meaning of halted. Let me see if you remember. Halted meaning what? Supported, lived, stopped, stared. Question number 5. What is the meaning of halted? What is the meaning of halted? Question number 5. C. Stopped. Halted means stopped, right? See, now the meaning of halted was nowhere written in the passage, right? It is based on your understanding. So it's not necessary that all the answers you will get in the passage, some will be based on your understanding, some will be based on your ability to think. कितना आप सोच सकते हो? It will some of the questions will be based on that. Okay, chalo. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next passage. Here is paragraph number 2. Paragraph number 2. The story of the potter. The story of the potter. Who is a potter? Who is a potter? Harry Potter. Is this potter Harry Potter? Is this potter Harry Potter? This is not Harry Potter, right? So who is a potter? A potter is a person who makes pot, right? A person who makes pot, right? Okay, read the story. Read the story, please. Then we will discuss the questions. No need to start writing the answers. I am not reading the questions now. First, you will have to read the story. A poor potter lived in a small village. Where did the potter live? The potter lived in a small village. One day, he fell into a ditch. Imagine that you don't know the meaning of ditch. Okay? There will be couple of words that you might not know the meaning of. What will you do? Will you leave the reading comprehension whole for that? No. You might not know the meaning, but you will keep on reading the passage so that you can guess the meaning. Okay? Often it happens that there are some words that we do not know. It's not possible for us to know all the words in the English dictionary, right? But we will not be nervous. We will read the line couple of times. We will try to have an idea that what is the meaning of that word. Okay? So one day he fell into a ditch. Now you can understand from this expression, he fell into a ditch means ditch is a place that has been dug, right? And there is space so that people has a tendency of falling inside it, right? So it's a whole kind of thing. Fell into a ditch by accident and got hurt. So the potter, he fell into the ditch and got hurt, right? The wound left a big scar on his forehead. Scar means mark, right? There was a mark of injury. He got a cut, maybe he got a cut. So there was a mark of the injury on his forehead. The potter moved to another village when his village was affected by famine. Another word, famine. What is famine? Tell me what is the meaning of famine. So his village was affected by famine, and that's why he had to move to another village. Luckily, he got work in the king's court. So when he went to the other village, he got this work in the king's court. The king saw the scar on the potter's face, the mark, and assumed that he was a warrior. So the potter didn't say anything. The king assumed, the king thought that it was the mark of a war. Maybe the person, the potter, he got injured in a war and he thought that he is a warrior. He treated the potter with respect. He is a king, right? He respects the warriors. So he treated the potter with respect and made him a prominent member of his court. Prominent member, mane special member in the court. In the following months, the kingdom was attacked by its enemies, and the king asked the potter to lead the army. Now, if you try to predict what can happen after this, did the potter go to the war? Could he fight in the war? Did he win the war? So like this, you will have to go on predicting what happens after this. Afraid to do so, the potter was afraid to go to lead the army. The potter told the king the truth about himself. So now the potter tells the truth and how he got the scar. The potter left the kingdom, leaving the king embarrassed. So after he told the truth, it was not possible for him to live in that kingdom anymore, and the king was also embarrassed. The potter had to leave the king's court, right? Okay. Read the passage, read the story once more and type the meaning. What do you think is the meaning of famine? I have not told you the meaning of famine. What do you think is the meaning of famine? Famine means what? Famine is the situation when there is a scarcity of food in a place. What is famine? Famine is a situation when there is scarcity of food. खाना बिल्कुल नहीं मिल रहा है. When does this situation happen? This situation happens in two cases. एक तो होता है drought, right? इतना धूप है and there is no rain at all. तो crops जो है वो खराब हो जाता है, right? And then the farmers get nothing to eat. That is a famine. कुछ खाने को नहीं है. And the second thing happens when there is a flood. फ्लड आ जाता है, रिवर का पानी पूरा गांव में फैल जाता है, क्रॉप्स जो होता है वो खराब हो जाता है, तो फिर फार्मर्स के पास और कुछ खाने को नहीं बचता है, राइट? दैट ऑल्सो क्रिएट्स अ सिचुएशन दैट इज नोन एज फेमीन. सो फेमीन मीन्स जब खाने को कुछ नहीं है किसी के पास, लोग भूखे मर जा रहे हैं, तो फेमीन, वो सिचुएशन को बोलते हैं फेमीन. फेमीन जब होता है तो लोगों के पास क्या ऑप्शन रहता है कि दे विल हैव टू मूव फ्रॉम दैट विलेज एंड दे विल हैव टू गो टू द अदर विलेज. ठीक है, ओके, चलो. I hope you have read the passage once more. Now let's discuss the questions. Okay, where did the potter fall? देखो, I have read the passage once only, ठीक है, but I still know the answer, है ना? So where did the potter fall? Question number 6. What is the meaning of embarrassed? Embarrassed मतलब, you know, to feel ashamed. To feel ashamed. कि राजा ने गलत समझा. The king misunderstood. He should have asked in the first place. He is the king, right? So he has responsibility. He can't just assume thing. आप एक राजा हो, आपने assume कर लिया, आपने पूछा नहीं कि आपका वो स्कार किस बात का है. अगर राजा तभी पूछते तो पता चल जाता कि he is not a warrior and he is a potter, तो उसको दूसरा काम दे सकते थे राजा, है ना? तो he felt ashamed that he didn't ask, and the potter was also ashamed because he didn't tell the truth. क्या है? For months बीत चुका था उस इंसिडेंट को, लेकिन पॉटर ने भी ट्रुथ नहीं बोला. सो द पॉटर वाज आल्सो नॉट ऑनेस्ट, है ना? सो ही वाज आल्सो अशेम्ड. वो अशेम्ड था कि वो ऑनेस्ट नहीं था. राजा अशेम्ड था क्योंकि he didn't take the opportunity to ask him. He just assumed कि अरे ये वॉरियर है. और जब युद्ध हो रहा है तब राजा इसको बोलते हैं कि आप जाओ आर्मी को लीड करो, एंड वहां पे पता चलता है कि अरे ही इज नॉट अ वॉरियर. ठीक है, ओके. सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 है ऑप्शन बी, डिच, राइट? डिच ना ऐसा एक जगह होता है, दे यूज टू डिग डिचेस अराउंड द किंगडम, ताकि ये जो एनिमीज जो है दे कांट कम इजीली इनसाइड द किंगडम, and when there is a war, the soldiers, they used to hide inside these ditches. They used to hide inside these ditches when they were fighting, right? And most of the times they used to fill these ditches with water ताकि enemy उस तरफ से इस तरफ ना आ जाए. So that is a ditch. Question number 7. Why did the potter move to another village? Potter क्यों दूसरे village चले गए? Because he wanted to earn money, because his father asked him to, because his village was affected by famine, because he was bored of living there. Self-conscious is not embarrassment. Self-conscious is not embarrassment. I don't know why you have come up with self-conscious, but if you are saying self-conscious related to embarrassment, not really. Question number 7 we are talking about, 7C, because his village was affected by famine. Okay. Question number 8, what did the king assume the potter to be? What did the king assume the potter to be? Warrior, painter, chef, or farmer? What did the king think that the potter was? Question number 8. Someone is saying chef. You clearly didn't read the story properly. The king thought that the potter was the warrior, right? Question number 9. The king asked the potter to do what? To grow plants, to cook food for him, to lead the army, to advise him. What did the king ask the potter to do? Question number 9. Question number 9. The king asked the potter to lead the army. Option number C. Very good. Come to the last question. Question number 10. The synonym of embarrassed. Synonym means similar kind of word, different word with similar kind of meaning. Different word with similar meaning, right? So what is the synonym of embarrassed? Healthy, proud, ashamed, pleasant. What do you think is the synonym for embarrassed? I just now told you, right? When you asked me what is the meaning of embarrassment? Ashamed. When you are ashamed of yourself. Right? Okay. Can we go to the next passage? Shall we discuss the next passage? Next story? Fun class, huh? Only stories. Okay, New Year's Day. A New Year's Day. It was a lazy morning. The sun rays were slowly scattering in all the directions. Fizzy Freddy woke up when his room was entirely brightened by the glistening rays of the sun. So, Fizzy Freddy, it's a boy, he woke up when there was bright sunlight in his room. Freddy's parents entered his room and wished him Happy New Year. He had forgotten that it was the 1st of January. His friends had told him that the new year would be a magical year. So what did the friends tell Freddy? The friends told that the new year, the year that was coming, it was magical year, right? They had said that every act done on the first day of the new year would be multiplied throughout the year. So whatever you do on the first day, you are going to get lots of same thing throughout the year, multiplied. It is going to increase, right? If you are happy, then your happiness will increase throughout the year. If you are sad, your sadness is going to increase throughout the year. Freddy was a 3rd standard student. So Freddy was like you. You are in grade 2. Freddy was in grade 3. He woke up late because he had a holiday from school. New Year is always a holiday. We also have holiday in school. He took a bath and had his breakfast. He's a very good boy. He took his bath. He had his breakfast. His mother was planting a sapling in their garden. What is a sapling? A sapling is a small plant, right? He asked his mother about the same and learned that she had resolved to plant a sapling every year. So he asked his mother that why are you planting this sapling? What did the mother say? That she had a resolution that she is going to plant one sapling, one plant every year. Freddie was impressed by his mother and he too wanted to make a resolution. So Freddie was very happy with his mother, what his mother was doing, and he also wanted to have a resolution that he will be following throughout the year, right? Okay, so now let's come to question number 11. When did Freddie wake up? Early in the morning, when the sun rays had brightened his room, when the sun rays were away from his room, or none of these? When did Freddie wake up? Question number 11. Question number 11. 11b, when the sun rays had brightened his room. Very good. When the sun rays had brightened his room. Question number 12. What had Freddie forgotten? That it was what? That it was a Sunday, it was his birthday, it was the 1st of January, or it was his mom's birthday. What did Freddie forget? Question number 12. Question number 12. Question number 12, see that he forgot that it was the 1st of January. Very good. Question number 13, Freddie's friends had told that anything done on the first day of the new year would bring luck for them, would be useful for their studies, would be multiplied throughout the year. None of this. Question number 13. Question number 13C would be multiplied throughout the year. Very good. Great. Question number 14. What did Freddie's mother do on the first day of the new year? She cooked delicious food. She planted a sapling. She woke Freddie up in the morning. All of these. What did Freddie's mother do on the first day of the new year? Question number 14. 14, she planted a sapling, right? She must have cooked delicious food also, but that is not mentioned in the story. We will go according to the story. She planted a sapling. Question number 15, what is the meaning of glistening in the passage? What is the meaning of glistening in the passage? Shining, heavy, easy, coming. Question number 15, what is the meaning of glistening? Glistening meaning shining. Very good. Good job. So you're liking? Do you like the stories or not? Shall I go to the next story? Yes? Okay. So that is your next story. This is story number 4. Mira's pet. This is Mira's pet. Mira goes for a walk every morning with Flower, her dog. Her mother tells her to be careful. They walk to the park where they play some games together. Mira throws a ball and Flower fetches it. Acha, Flower, this is the name of the dog, okay? Flower, this is the name of the dog. And this is not reches, this is fetches. Mira throws a ball and Flower fetches it. Fetches means Flower brings it. Okay? Sometimes other children also play with Flower. So sometimes what happens? The other children, they play with the dog. The name of the dog is Flower. They love Flower and are not afraid of her, even though she is a big dog. So Flower, she is a female dog and she is big in size. But the other children, they all love Flower a lot. One day, the ball rolled far and fell into a pond. Flower chased the ball and jumped into the water. Then she caught the ball in her mouth and swam back. But look, her white coat is covered with green. The water plants are sticking to it. How funny she looks. Such a cute story, है ना? This is a cute story. Okay, now let's discuss the questions. Question number 16. Question number 16. Meera goes to the park in the morning with her dog. Very easy. The name of the dog was what? Flower. Okay. Flower has a dash coat. What is the color of the coat? What is the color of Flower's coat? White, grey, green, brown. Question number 17. Question number 17. Brown. Oi, white. The color of Flower's coat was white. It is written here, see? Her white coat is covered with green. What was this green color? These were the water plants, right? Okay, question number 18. When the ball fell into the water, Flower dashed into. What did Flower do? Flower fell in the water. Flower rolled in the water. Flower jumped in the water, or Flower ran in the water. What did Flower do? This is question number 18. Question number 17. Now, question number 18, we are talking about Flower jumped in the water. Okay. Now, question number 19, what is the meaning of careful? What is the meaning of careful? To be alert, to be careless, to be false, or to be rash? What is the meaning of careful? Question number 19. Question number 19. 19A, careful meaning to be alert. Careful meaning to be alert. Okay. Come to question number 20. What is the opposite of afraid? What is the opposite of afraid? Afraid means timid, right? What is the synonym of afraid? Timid. Someone who is scared. What is the opposite of afraid? To be boast, to be timid, to be brave, or to be calm. What is the opposite of afraid? Question number 20, option number C. The opposite of afraid is to be brave, right? Okay, there is some more time. We can do one more passage, right? We can do one last passage today. Okay, this is not a passage. This is a poem. This is a poem, right? Read the poem. Little child. 8 pink fingers standing up tall. 2 little ears to hear mummy call. 1 little nose that I can't blow. 10 pink toes all in a row. 2 little thumbs that wiggle up and down. 2 little feet to stomp on the ground. Hands to clap and eyes to see. What fun it is to just be me. That is the poem. Read the poem, read the poem. It's a very easy poem. Okay, so how many fingers stand up tall? How many fingers stand up tall? 5, 7, 8 or 6? Question number 21. How many fingers stand up tall? 21. C. 8 fingers stand up tall. Very good. 22. How many ears to hear mummy's call? 1, 2, 3 or 4? 22. 22. How many ears to hear mummy's call? 22. 2 ears to hear mummy's call. Okay. 23. How many thumbs that wiggle? How many thumbs? 1, 2, 3 or 4? Question number 23. How many thumbs? 23, 23, 23, 23, 2 thumbs. 2 little thumbs, right? Okay, 24. Which word in the poem rhymes with tall? Which word in the poem rhymes with tall? You know what are rhyming words? What are rhyming words? The words that have the same kind of sound, right? The words that have the same kind of sound. So which word rhymes with tall? Call, blow, row or see? Which word rhymes with tall? Question number 24. Call. Tall, call. These are the rhyming words. Okay. 25. About whom is the poem written? The poem is written about whom? It is about a little child. It is about a cat. It is about a rat. Or is it about a tiger? Who is the poem written about? Question number 25. 25A. It is about a little child, right? Okay. So today's class was fun, right? Only poems and stories. Nothing more to understand today. Okay. So that's it for today. Read one page every day to improve your reading comprehension. Okay? That should be a habit to read one page every day. Okay? That's all for today. We will again meet on the next week. Thank you all for joining the class. You can now leave, you can have your dinner and then you can go to sleep. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you. We will meet again next week. Bye-bye.